I received word from the sheriff's office that the VHF tower by the sheriff's office has to come down. According to Williams and Harris, it is interfering with our current radio capability, and the sheriff also has to add some site security and infrastructure to that site, and they're going to take the antenna down.
Is it currently being used for anything?
Yes. This is the last thing on your VHF system that you essentially are doing away with and moving fully onto this B25 system you have in place.
So if we got a new system, we want to top.
Correct.
It's $20,000 a year. So
All right, I have a couple questions. Go ahead, just generally, because some of this is just remedial for me. What are most counties in Georgia on a similar system?
My radio system,
Varies. Sirens and that kind
you talking about for a siren specifically or for general radio communications?
No, we're talking about sirens right now, right?
Yes. They are all, the counties that utilize outdoor warning sirens do them on a radio activation.
How many do you think? We have to, so you're saying we have to have, for radios, we've got to have the tower rental anyways, like that, our
No,
radio.
Our radio system is done differently now.
Okay.
So if we move to this cellular system, you will not use our current radio system for this at all.
Okay.
It'll essentially be very simplistically like plugging a cell phone into the box.
Do we know specifically how many county residents fall within an audible range of these towers?
It's several thousand.
Are they mostly in and around the city?
No, sir, they are in 6 spots that we currently have. High Falls, where it sits beside the state park. The downtown Juliet, we've got one in downtown Monroe. We've got one in downtown Culloden. We've put one behind the schools on Thorn Road. We put another one at the recreation complex. And we put these in areas that have the potential for outdoor populations. These sirens typically are misconstrued. They think they're going to wake you up in your basement 4 miles away in the middle of the night. They're not designed for that.
got 1 mile, right?
1 mile from the siren for typically people outside.
All right, there's no judgment in brainstorming, right?
That's
Okay. In a world where literally everybody has a smartphone, and if you don't, somebody within 10 steps of you does.
yes.
And where we've gone to an Amber Alert, for example, where your phone will buzz regardless of what setting you've got it on. Is this technology possibly redundant, is my question. And or could we consider going a different route with trying to communicate?
So I agree. I do believe it's a becoming an antiquated technology. I told Mr. Rowland
Especially
yesterday,
if it only gets to 10% of our
I told Mr.
county.
Rowland yesterday, if it was up to me to do over again, these were all purchased on grant funding. We have, I'd say totaling the 6 sirens less than $20,000 in them. I would take the $240,000 we got and put a weather radio and a weather app on in every house and every phone in Monroe County. Is what I would do. These sirens though do serve a purpose. When they don't go off, I can guarantee you people let me know. Or when people think they should have gone off. So there is a sense of security that comes with them. They also are for those that get stuck outside, and I can guarantee you, folks in Juliet and High Falls State Park and a few others, these sirens have absolutely, for those that don't, Christmas Eve 2 years ago, they absolutely paid for themselves by putting people in sheltered areas that didn't know bad stuff was coming. So what we've got in place, I think we do have a responsibility and a benefit for maintaining them. Moving forward in the future, I would not purchase these.
This is probably good for one more life cycle, whatever.
I would suspect so, once they,
Your recommendation would be to go ahead and move forward with this system.
absolutely.
Yeah. I can move that. All right, what's the pleasure of the board?
I mean, if you,
There, Commissioner Evans made a
I'll
motion
second. I'll
to
second.
approve, got a second to approve.
You don't think there's any, I mean, in your mind, there's no, I mean, this is, there's not a better use of that, those funds to get the word out to more people? I mean, just out of curiosity, let's think empirically for just a second. Let's say we could come up, there's an app out there that could theoretically reach 90% of the entire population of the county. For that, just again, theoretically, for that dollar amount, we paid a development app or whatever. Monroe County residents download it, your safety app, MonroeCountySafetyApp.com or whatever. I mean, if all we're hitting is 2,000 to 3,000 or 4,000 people max, I mean, if nobody's out at the ball fields, then literally nobody's going to hear that siren, right?
No, there's neighborhoods across the street won't hear it. There's
Okay.
others out here.
But-
Again,
But I'm just saying, just roll with me on this for just 1 second. If in the event we could potentially hit 90% of 30,000 people as opposed to whatever percent of 3 or 4 that are in the area at the time, would it not make sense to maybe look at something like that for that dollar amount?
that expense is far greater than what you're going to get the credit for to develop that. The state is well into doing it. You will start to see things on your phones in the near future coming out of federal funding at the state level. So those things are well in progress. The other is this, and y'all know my father. My father has a flip phone that he only turns on when he has to make a call. The most aggravating thing he does. And he plays golf every day. He's not going to get that. But we got a siren out on the golf course. That's the kind of stuff that we're trying to get to because we put that kind of technology out there as a last-ditch responsible effort to cover areas. And I'm going to tell you, when the 2011 tornadoes came through, and these are one of those stories that people don't know, I had to take the most frantic phone call from the park ranger at High Falls State Park, who at 1 o'clock in the morning told me, "Matt, my park is full and nobody's leaving."
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, that sucked.
Let me jump in if I may. I'm surprised that everyone in this room doesn't have what's called Code Red. You set up, it's a free service, it's an app. It's specific to your location, your address.
Your GPS address?
Yes.
Okay.
Not only does it start buzzing and give you a map, it also calls you. There is a fee for this at the county/municipal level. This has been in existence for at least 10 years. It's a beautiful service, Code Red. It's free to sign in, but that's it.
Okay.
But I still recommend the sirens for, some people don't have phones that are like this. Some people could be out in areas where there is no cell phone signal. Coming back to a question you asked earlier, I'm familiar with Mitchell County. There is only one weather siren in the entire county, and I put it in the city of Pelham. Within Turner County, there are 2 weather sirens. Both of them are in the city of Ashburn. There's none in the surrounding areas. So I congratulate the expansion of these sirens throughout Monroe County. Code Red. I'll look into it, see, it's free to sign up. We just have to, as a county, subscribe to it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not looking at
I'm not against the sirens. Don't misunderstand me.
I
Smart
understand
with
what
you a
you're
little bit. I just want to, their technology is changing, and it's good to justify the cost regardless, right? I mean, in my mind.
What's the effective life of this? 5 years?
No, this will be a little longer than that.
Okay.
10. As long as they don't get hit by lightning, and again, we purchase sirens that are modular, and so if it gets hit by lightning and knocks out, they're all speakers. So if you lose 2 speakers, you unplug one speaker, put another one in.
So 10 years.
I would say 10 years conservative.
It doesn't really matter, I mean, here's my point. It's $8,000 a year is what we're talking about, plus it's $13,000 a year to provide this service. So, got a motion in a second. Any further?
Just real quick, we're gonna pay the 80,000 out of supplies,
Correct.
and then the 5,000 is gonna be here, where is that coming out of?
Emergency management, whatever you budget for EMA, we'll just include that in each budget cycle as an ongoing cost.
You go that order? All right.
And one last time, you'd rather have this than a truck, a brand new truck.
He's got a budget, he's got a budget.
I know, I just want to,
I would rather go ahead and get this to where it works now
okay.
and then get this thing that keeps me awake at night every time the wind blows hard, get this worry all away.
I'm satisfied. I just want to make sure you know.
Plus, we're saving $100,000 that I'm gonna put back towards when I do ambulance or fire truck.
There you go. Boom, booyah.
Got a motion in a second. I'll call the question. All in favor? All right. Thank you, Chief. Appreciate the presentation. Next item on the agenda is grapple truck purchase. Hedges and Junior Watts are here, road superintendent. Go ahead, Mr. Hedges.
Just a second. Who's got the clicker?
Chief Perry, you got the clicker?
No, sir, I left it up
Up
there.
here.
I got it.
Yep.
Thanks, looking good.
Who's up here?
Shall I wait for the chairman?
Oh, it's up to you. Yeah, you. Let's roll.
Well, I couldn't resist. What I'm recommending is not a cat, but I saw this, and Junior says, I'm not sure what it is either, but if it's a cat, I need it. Hope you enjoy that humor. This is what a grapple truck looks like. Sometimes it's often referred to as a knuckle boom truck. I'm surprised that the county does not own one of these. Almost every community and county I've ever been associated with has a grapple truck. Currently, if we have debris, limbs, whatever on the side of the road, we activate 2 trucks, a backhoe, a trailer, and 6 men. That's what it takes to go out and move trees off the roads or push something off onto the right of way. A grapple truck is simply a truck with a crane on it, and it takes 2 men to operate it. And it's fast, there's no hookup, you just get in and drive and go to your location. We've looked at 2, they're identical, both are from Wade Ford. They have one that they refer to as a demonstrator model. It has 230 miles on it, 270 miles, and it's ready to go right now at the dealership. They have reserved this vehicle for us pending approval from the Board of Commissioners. Alternatively, if that is no longer available, one would be ordered. It's a 20 to 22 week delivery. Junior, would you come forward and reiterate the need from your department and what a grapple truck would mean for your organization?
Yeah, if we had a gravel truck, the way we do it now, if I get a storm blow through tonight and we have several trees fall across Rumble Road, we have to send a backhoe crew, which is gonna be 2 men, go out there and cut it, open up the road. Next day, we've got to send a backhoe crew back out there along with a roll-off garbage truck with an empty box on it to clean all the storm debris up, pack it in the truck and take it to the landfill. With a gravel truck, we could have a tree down in the middle of the night, go ahead and send 2 guys out there, go ahead and clean it up, be done with it. Next day, we continue on to do something else.
How many times a year are we doing this?
at least twice a week.
Twice a week, 104 times a year.
And sometimes if we got bad weather, it's every night.
Okay?
Jimmy, there are a couple of other differences in the two. I know the other one is cheaper and this one is more available, but also when I was looking at the specs of it, the one that you're looking at here has a 23-ton hoist versus the standard is a 15-ton hoist. So, and you say for some big trees, that's probably necessary.
Yeah, we have 200-year-old trees, it's big around for truck tire fall, and I mean, that, you cut that in a 6 to 8 foot section, you still got tons and tons and tons of weight.
And also, this one has a, which I kind of understand, it's got a joystick control versus the manual lever control. That's a lot easier to
A
operate.
lot simpler, a lot quicker,
Yes.
a lot quicker.
Okay, let me answer Bill Hedges' question. He said he was surprised why we didn't have one. Reason being is because people will throw out their garbage in the right of way. We didn't want to encourage that. We thought about getting a grapple truck before. And you're gonna be fine. If you go out and throw your limbs and trash out on the right of way, you're gonna be fine. That's why we hadn't bought one in the years. And it does take a little bit more time with the backhoe. And these trucks, neither one of them will pick up the size tree that was out there on Brent Road about a month ago. A huge tree that was over there by the farm. We didn't go out there, they were out there getting them. But that is the reason. We don't want residents to think like they do in the city. The cities had one forever. But they go around and pick up the garbage, the limbs and whatnot throughout their 5-mile radius. And our radius is 400 square miles. And we don't want to encourage the citizens. That's what we looked at. Said, well, how often do we have a storm, a major storm here? We're not in Kansas or Oklahoma. That is why we haven't gone. Because we don't want citizens to get the idea. I've had people to call me and say, can I leave I cut down a tree in my yard, can I leave it in the ditch? I said, well, if we know about it, we're gonna try to get them out there.
I have people do the same thing, call them, and I strongly encourage them, if they do so, we will call the sheriff department.
So that is why we encourage people to know that we cannot go around like the city do in their 5-mile area, picking up stuff out of the.
I wouldn't do that.
Can't do it. That's why we haven't bought one yet. We looked at them before. And my question is, what's wrong with that Kenwood, 434 It's a heavy truck, isn't it? It's not, I like it. But that's it. And if people get the idea that they can just throw all their limbs or what, we'll have every ditch in the county stopped up.
We're not gonna allow that any more than we have up till now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're already dealing with these things, we're just spending more money to do it.
Right.
If you go down 104 times a year for falling trees, I mean, it seems to make some sense to me, and we've got every opportunity to enforce, and strongly enforce.
That's right.
Last year, 2018, it was awful. With the nighttime calling, simply because of the saturation of ground, we had so much rain. Trees just falling everywhere.
But still, maybe citizens follow the same policy, just because we get, I'm not going to buy a piece of equipment that you need because the citizen may react in a certain way. Citizens we have a policy, don't make any special circumstance.
All right, what's the pleasure of the board?
I'll motion.
Got a motion to authorize, yes. Do you,
Of the one that's available currently.
okay. All right, let's get that motion on and discuss something about that. Got a motion to approve the purchase of the current truck at $138,400. Got a second on that? Got a motion and a second. Moving to discussion. One of the things I'm interested in is the price on a used truck, which would mean 270 miles, and it's currently here, it's $5,000 more than one that would be brand new.
$500 more.
Go back to
That's fine.
Then
no, it's 5,000.
I've made a mistake.
Yeah, see down 133,896. It's supposed to be 138,896. You see where that's what
I thought there was more, there was heavier
They are-
lift on
everything, y'all said they were identical, just one's available now.
No, that's not true. There, one of them had the 138,000 has a 23-ton hoist.
Okay.
The other one had a 15-ton hoist. The 138,000 had joystick control. The other one had manual level control.
Oh, all right, so the grapple was different on the current available truck. Just trying to
Those numbers are correct.
Those numbers are right, so we was,
Correct.
but basically what we're paying more for is the extra grappling capacity. They're not exactly the same.
the savings on the labor alone will more than make up that
Right.
$3,000 or $4,000,
Sure.
whatever difference it
Good,
is.
good point, go ahead and get it now. All right, got a motion and a second, that's all discussion I have, any discussion from anybody else? Here none, I call the question, all in favor? All right.
I would reiterate Larry's point though, Junior, and make, I mean, you know, this is not for, we're not picking up people's limbs on request. That's not going to happen.
No, if we have that happen,
Already got one
in right.
already number 41.
I'd also like to make another point about this too. You know, we made some purchases out of SPOS back a month or two ago. The paper decided to report it as a buying spree. We didn't appreciate that. This is SPOS money that's been voted on by the people for, you know, for items that are necessary for public works, for the road department. And so we want to make sure that that's clear, that we're doing this out of SPOS money, and it's for that purpose. So thanks for making sure that's clear for us, Richard.
Page 8, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's right, exactly, as long as it's correct and not, you know, and not spun incorrectly. Next item on the agenda is the E911 training equipment, so Mr. Tim Self, if you would come up and talk about that for us, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
First, I'll introduce myself because I don't think everybody knows me. I'm Tim Self. I'm the 911 director now for Monroe County. Met a few of you. I don't think I've met each and every one of you. But, I started back in end of September of last year, and I've been working hard to try and get 911 kind of up and coming. We've got a great group of people that's working there. We've done things for the same way for a long time, and we need to enhance our 911 center as well as our training. As Chief Perry kind of tell you, we hadn't always dispatched for all entities. We just started doing that recently, a little bit before I got here. And some of our dispatching techniques are just kind of outdated, and we just need stuff to update and get things moving. So I'm here basically, it's a short and sweet presentation, but just for some training needs that we needed. I actually came in right before budget was going last year, so I wasn't real familiar with the whole process of how the budget worked here. I asked for a full-time trainer that got approved. But along with that, needs to come with a little bit of equipment and supplies and stuff for our trainer to be able to do her job. So that's why I'm here today. So, all right, so
Tim, can you speak up or speak into?
Sure.
I can't hear.
Pull it up to you. Yeah, there you go.
is that better?
There we
Yes,
go.
sir.
Okay.
Much better.
All right. Can I take this out?
Yes, sure.
I can't see either. Okay. All right, so 911, we've got a full-time trainer. She'll be teaching everything the communications officer will need to know about how to dispatch effectively and professionally. All right, so we need computers and CAD licenses to train effectively. What I want to do is, currently on the left-hand side here, you'll see how our dispatch room is set up. That's our computer system set up. That's what our dispatchers are looking at. On your right, that's my training room. It's pretty blank. So we need some computers. What I want to do is bring it up to date. So this is pretty much what we're dealing with. We're having to, everything we do is digital nowadays. We're doing everything by paper on training. so it's just not effective. So what I need to do is to get my training room set up to where it mimics our dispatch room. With that comes, I just need computers. I'm asking for 3 setups for our training, our actual employees that are training. And also, I've got one for the actual trainer, which will be a laptop. So those needs are kind of dire right now. I've got price quotes for what we need. It's not terrible in pricing. We're basically looking at a total project cost of just a little over $16,000. When I first started, it was a little over, I guess it was close to about $24,000 when I first started. And we kind of got it dwindled down a little bit, working with our CAD vendor. They're willing to give us 1 license for free. And then they deducted $1,000 each additional license, which is a one-time fee. So we won't have, that will not be a recurring cost. So the total cost for licensing is $10,500. And what that does for us, it actually will put our trainers and trainees in a situation where they can be actually doing the work that's done inside the dispatch room without it being live. So they're actually learning what they're doing before they get there. Right now, when we hire somebody, they go straight to the dispatch room. They're in organized chaos, and you've got each different dispatchers trying to train an employee. Everybody trains them differently. I could have a dispatcher that's the best dispatcher in the world, but that don't make them a teacher. And especially if they're busy and it's chaotic at that time, they don't have time to train that person. They've got work that they've got to do. So
The only variable cost there is the trainer each time? Everything else is a one-time, one-shot deal, or is that an annual
No.
license?
everything, this whole thing is just a one-shot deal.
Okay.
There's no variables in it.
I'm gonna make your life easier and go ahead and motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve, Commissioner Amami, do I have a second? Got a second, Commissioner Rowland, any discussion?
Money coming from your E911.
That's why I'm here. It's not budgeted because to start with, when I first got here, we didn't have a trainer, so we didn't have this need. And I come in on the kind of the tail end of the budget process, and I didn't know exactly what the processes were, and didn't even know if we was going to get a trainer. So we did not budget any of this into the budget, so that's why I'm here to ask for money.
Out of discretionary
It's just coming out of contingency.
Contingencies, all right. All right, I'll motion what's up on the board for director to purchase equipment for E911 training. Cost not to exceed $16,113 with funding from contingency funds.
That's your motion, and that was the second, Commissioner Rowland. Any other discussion?
Yeah, this trainer only this trainer don't actually work shifts themselves.
She will fill in as needed, but whenever we have people that need to train, that is her primary focus.
Well, you don't have that much of a turnover, do you?
At least 25%. That's average in any dispatch organization. Since I've been here, and I started September 24th, we've already replaced half the staff.
Good.
And I've still got 3 vacancies right now.
Already paid up to this,
I am.
Yes, sir. All right, got a motion and a second. Here, no further discussion, I'll call the question. All in favor? Opposed, none opposed, passes unanimously. Thank you, Tim. You'll get that handled. Appreciate it. Next item on the agenda is SCADA system purchase. Jeff and Andre. Come up, who's going to do the presentation on this? Jeff's got it. Andre, you can come up
Let
and
me give a little intro on this. A month or so ago, we came in with a recommendation to replace all existing water meters, and concurrent with that was adding a SCADA system to the overall set of equipment that we have. At that point in time, when we approved the replacement of the meters, we weren't quite ready to bring forward the recommendation on SCADA. Andre has looked at it, Jeff has looked at it, and we're bringing that forward today.
Okay. Jeff, the floor is yours.
All right, yes, we're looking to update. You actually have a existing SCADA system in the county now. This new system will be up to date, will allow us to make changes out in the field. We can look continuously on our cell phone or a central computer there in my office, turn pumps on, controls. Right now, all you have is just pretty much one tank talking to one set of pumps, telling when to come on and when to come off. If there's any issues out there, you don't know until there's a problem. SCADA, let's see, we'll run program call out, lookout. Lookout has the ability to monitor hardware or water levels by smartphones and or radio receivers through an antenna mounted on the roof of Commissioner's building. There's other options if there's any objections to that, but we've gotten with the building maintenance department and all, showed them what they were planning and they were fine with it. So that will be two-way to monitor trouble alerts in the system. Through main computer via Lookout software, which will be located in the water department office, and smartphone capability. Centralized computer, like I said, in my office on the second floor. It'll be 24/7 if anybody needs access. Anybody can have it. We were assured there would be no impact on our internal network at all.
Okay. Computer network, you mean?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Computer network, right.
Right. We've gotten two bids, Engineering Solutions Group, $61,310.86. This is an antenna-based system. It's more reliable. J.K. Bird and Company did come in cheaper at $52,500. This is a cellular-based system which would require monthly service charges on 7 different locations. I want to say it was $200 per location, $200-something per location. I'm not sure.
1,400, so 1,500 a month.
Annual.
Oh, annual.
Yeah, well, I believe that's annual. The reason I didn't even include that in this is I do have information on it if this does not happen in the past, but you're at the mercy of the cell provider at that point. If they have a cell tower go down, it's not likely I'm going to be able to call them up and say, hey, look, you need to get this because, you know, it's